Wellbeing Show with myself, Dr. Ruth, which is all about taking the boo out of taboo. And today I'm super excited because I have a very special guest with me on the show. His guest is Michael Woodward and he's my dad. And today we're going to talk about COPD. Now, COPD stands for Chronic Obstructive Pulmonary Disease. It's a form of lung disease, and lung disease is the fourth leading cause of death in the UK and the USA. And my dad, unfortunately, has COPD. So, Dad, Michael, tell me a little bit about how you discovered that you had COPD.
Well, about 3 years ago, we flew to Australia to see my son. And on the first leg of the flight, I collapsed. The stewardesses were absolutely excellent. They did all the tests for me. They gave me an ECG, blood tests, oxygen tests, everything. But I had to go and visit a hospital when I arrived at Abu Dhabi, and then when I got to Melbourne, I had to increase my steroids. I was fine once I was in Melbourne. On my return to the UK, I was actually diagnosed with COPD.
So, but you managed to continue with your journey all the way to Australia, which is amazing, and they helped you get back to the UK, and to help you get back, I think you had oxygen, didn't you?
Yes, there was no problem on the return journey because I was given oxygen, which I barely needed, but it was there just in case.
So what were the symptoms that you had in the first episode that you had with COPD?
I just collapsed. I felt faint and collapsed.
And was it shortness of breath and difficulty breathing, or?
The stewardesses seemed to think it was air quality in the plane was not suitable for me.
Okay. And I know when you came back, you discovered you had COPD, which can be difficult for some people to come to terms with. And then a little later on, you had an episode of flu back in 2015-16 and over the Christmas period. What happened?
Yes, that was a problem. We were planning to go and see my daughter over Christmas and have a lovely Christmas, but the day before we caught flu. We were both very ill. I was coughing like mad. It was hurting my lungs. I increased my steroids slightly, and eventually I was so bad I went to see the doctor. He prescribed me antibiotics. And over the period of the next 6 months, I slowly improved. I had another set of antibiotics. They weren't good enough, so I had to change the type of antibiotics. Excuse me. And in the end, I did recover, but it was about 6 to 8 months before I got back to generally normal.
And that was quite really a slow recovery. Now, I know you had an episode more recently. What was the difference in your recent episode to
what the doctor
2 years ago?
Proposed was that if I ever have another attack, I increase my steroids from my normal 5 to 30 a day for a week. And if my lungs start hurting, I must take my antibiotics, which I have for emergencies. And I did this, and as a result, I recovered within 6 weeks.
Wow, that's
and
a big
I am now
difference.
virtually back to normal.
Brilliant. So what was the big differentiator between 2 years ago and it took you a really long time to recover and your really fast 6 weeks recovery this time round?
Well, I think a lot of that is down to the fact that I have now taken up breathing exercises, and every morning we do ordinary exercises per the Ruth's high performance workout.
So this is the high performance workout bag that's from the High Performance Institute, and there's a book in there that gives great morning exercises.
And we do those morning exercises every day.
Great.
And I do my breathing exercises as well.
And you do those every day, don't you?
Yes, and that has improved me no end.
No end, brilliant. So what would your advice be to people who have just discovered, I know that it's quite difficult to come to terms with, just discovered they've got COPD? What would be your advice to people who've just found out?
The first thing is do the breathing exercises. They have made such a difference to me. I can feel that I can breathe better, and it's wonderful.
I know that Mum helps you at home to be able to do your breathing exercise and motivates you. So I think if you don't have somebody at home and you do discover that you have COPD, go to your doctor first to make sure you get the correct diagnosis. Talk with your doctor about what the most appropriate exercises and breathing is for yourself, and identify a breathing buddy to help you. Now, there'll be lots of groups out there in your local community, because a lot of people do suffer from COPD. So if you don't have somebody fortunate enough at home to help you, do make sure you connect with the groups within your local community, look on the internet and find out what is available in your local area. Or if you can't find somebody, a group within your local area, do talk to your friends and see if you can get a breathing buddy to really help you with your breathing exercises and managing that.
Well, this has been very useful because having improved my breathing, I'm now able to go to dancing classes once a fortnight.
Wow.
I go to an old person's gym once a week, and it has made such a difference. When I went to visit my doctor last time, I had my lung capacity checked. It was 40%.
Goodness.
And he was amazed that I was so active, because they had people who were much better than I was medically, who were sort of crawling down the corridor to see him.
Which is a terrible thing to have to do. So as you can see from my dad, he's got 40% lung capacity and he's fit and well and able to manage his COPD. So if you are struggling with your COPD, do make sure you talk to your practitioner. Do the breathing exercises, which is the number one thing that my dad finds really useful. So would you be able to do a demonstration of the breathing exercises? That would be really awesome for the people watching.
Well, basically, I breathe in, I lie on the bed with my feet up.
Okay.
And I breathe in deeply for 4 seconds, hold my breath for 4 seconds, and then breathe out through pursed lips for probably 7 seconds. But the aim is to exhale as much as possible, empty the lungs as completely as you can. And then when you breathe in again, you've got more to come in, your lungs expand even further, and it was really great.
So
you can feel the improvement.
So how many times do you do that each day?
Basically, I do it about 15 times.
Wow. And that makes a big difference. So I'd love to have a go with you, Dad, because I haven't seen you do this exercise. So if you could show me, that would be brilliant.
I won't lie on the bed, of course, but you breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. And then breathe out. If you put your hand on your stomach while you're doing it, you can feel your diaphragm rising.
Okay.
Very helpful.
And I know you said that you like to lie on your stomach, so we're going to record my dad. Sorry, on your back. Sorry, we're going to record my dad doing the breathing exercises. So if you want to download some free information on how you can best manage COPD, also there'll be some great links within the free download as well, and a video of how my dad does his breathing exercises every morning. Do make sure you click on the link below so that you can get that free download. So I know you said that you like to lie on your back. What was the reason that you enjoy doing that? Or why is it that you lie on your back? What do you think helps you?
Well, I feel that lying on the back with the legs up, I feel, and it's probably only psychological, that all the rubbish at the bottom of my lungs is unable to drain up to the top and be expelled.
And so you can cough it up, because a lot of people who suffer from COPD do get phlegm on their lungs, and it's important to make sure that you can cough it up. So that's really great, Dad. So finally, what would be your number one piece of advice to anybody who's suffering from COPD?
Number one, do the breathing exercises. They are so worthwhile.
Brilliant. So you heard it here from my dad, who's COPD sufferer with only 40% lung capacity. He's able to live a really healthy life, and the big differentiator for him is the breathing exercises. If you know of somebody who's suffering from COPD, or perhaps you're suffering from it yourself, do make sure that you go and speak to your local practitioner to get the best professional advice. Ask about the breathing exercises that are suitable for you, and an exercise regime to get yourself fit so that you can maintain your healthy status, your muscle status, to manage your COPD. And as my dad said, Michael said, number one thing is to focus on your breathing and practice your breathing exercises daily so that you can control your COPD. I hope you enjoyed this show on COPD, the Wellbeing Show, which is all about taking the boo out of taboo.